morning, good afternoon, good evening. I've been called all manner of things because I've dared to hold Chamisa and his friends to account. I've been called a Zanu PF agent, and whenever I've criticized or held Zanu PF to account, I've been called a white Western puppet. The latest one is Chamisa is your God. It's just amazing. Chamisa lied to the people of Zimbabwe and conned them to participate in a flawed election. He knew Zanu PF was rigging that election. He knew that participating would give Zanu PF legitimacy. But he still conned people to participate because he also knew that Zanu PF was giving away a few gravity seats, and he could not resist that. Holding people like him to account has become near impossible. And I think it's because of our deeply rooted personality cult mentality. We hold our leaders, put them on a pedestal where we literally worship them. A healthy and functioning democracy demands that the electorate, the people, must hold the leaders to account. But when you have placed somebody on a pedestal where you worship him, I think it is the other way around. The leaders dictate to the people, and the people have to listen to everything. And as for holding the leaders to account, you can forget it. But that is the problem. That is the fundamental weakness with our political system. A Chinese general of renowned ability, General Sun Tzu, said that to win a battle, one must know yourself and you must also know your enemy. I think this is important. We in Zimbabwe have failed to know the enemy, in this case here, Zanu PF, and we failed to know ourselves. And this is the reason why Zanu PF has been able to rig elections for the last 45 years. And it must be said the last 25 years was with the connivance of MDC-CCC. We have failed to learn to be critical. If you're going to know something about yourself, you must learn to be objective. What is it we are doing wrong? The people have risked their lives to elect MDC-CCC leaders into positions of power and authority these last 25 years. Why is it that these MDC leaders have failed to implement even one token reform? But our deep-rooted personality cult mentality has not allowed us to ask those questions. The leaders themselves, of course, have discouraged those questions because they don't want to be held to account. And so we hear arguments like, if you start questioning the leader, you're undermining unity. Or if you start questioning the leader, you must be a Zanu PF agent. If you are, from Zanu PF's point of view, if you start asking questions and questioning Zanu PF, you must be a puppet of the West. This has just stifled meaningful debate and stopped us knowing ourselves. And for 25 years, the people of Zimbabwe have risked life, limb, and livelihoods to elect MDC leaders into positions of power and authority, on the understanding they would implement the necessary democratic changes to stop Zanu PF rigging the elections. After 25 years, of course it is important that we should ask that question. And when you do, that's when you get the abuse. I think we have to ride over that abuse and maintain the focus on the real issues that matter here. And in this particular case, the honest truth is MDC-CCC leaders are Zanu PF Team B in all but name. They failed to implement even one token reform, and were still, ever since the 2008 to 2013 GNU, they've given up on implementing reforms, and they've been selling to the people this idiotic idea that they can win rigged elections. That is the new battle front right now. Stopping Chamisa and company calling people to participate in 2028 without reforms is the number one battle that the people of Zimbabwe must fight and win. If Chamisa is able to con millions of Zimbabweans to participate in 2028, Zanu PF will have legitimacy, and thus perpetuating the dictatorship and the nation's suffering. After 45 years of rigged elections, we must cure ourselves of this curse of rigged elections and bad governance. And right now, the last 25 years, Zanu PF has been able to rig elections and get away with it with the connivance of MDC-CCC. And for that reason, we must focus on Chamisa and his MDC-CCC friends. We must have the courage to say that they have failed the nation and seek to elect competent opposition leaders who can implement these reforms. We still need these reforms to be implemented. And participating in flawed elections is the most idiotic thing we can do at this point in time. And if we are going to let ourselves be bullied and bamboozled by those Chamisa Chete brigade members who either call us Zanu PF agents today, and tomorrow they turn around and say, oh, we must be worshipping Chamisa because we mention his name every day. Yes, we mention him every day because at the present moment, as long as he's able to con 2 million people to give Zanu PF legitimacy, he is important. He must be mentioned. He must be held to account. Those people must be informed of what is really happening here. Think about it. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.